Friends of our channel and YouTubers, welcome. Answers of an alien from Andromeda, video 92, October 15th, 2012. Friends, I got a news that, depending on the analysis of the accuracy of facts by the community Galactica, may change the current course of events. A motion of descent lines of your elites managed to contact the leadership of the fleet Pleiadians that is on the planet, and are trying to manage another solution for the planet. They do not agree with the plans of the other elitist faction to eliminate much of the population, and are trying to sign some agreements of conduct with the galactic community. Even if these agreements happen, and the plans of the other faction are neutralized, they do not represent the planet as leadership. Will be treated as part of the population. Any social reorganization that goes into effect on the planet after the implementation of a new context will be consigned to direct approval by the board of the Community Galactica. They are requesting the direct intervention of the Community Galactica over the control of natural disasters that are expected, the control of large solar emissions that are about to happen any time by the approach of Nibiru's system, the control of internal pressure on the planet that is about to cause a huge cataclysm, minimization of climatic effects generated by the reversal of the poles because of the approaching galactic hemisphere, and the neutralization of military actions of the opposing faction. To do so would be giving detailed plans of all actions planned, and all deposits and secret laboratories that comprise the current organization of the global elite. The board of the Community Galactica will be examining all details pertaining to this query to give some advice. This is a decision that should generate a lot of work for the Community Galactica in the administration of this colony, as it would against natural events that should filter the new colony. This filtering would account for the time it would take until all the zero level, being transferred by natural death to their new places of settlement. It will be difficult to obtain an opinion of the board of the Community Galactica with so little time left, so do not count much with this possibility. Your elitist takes long to decide to request such assistance, and that could derail the implementation of any plan at this time remaining. I personally think that the Community Galactica will not take responsibility for changing the natural course of events, because they would have to take the direct administration of the colony, due to lack of proper leadership at the time of this transition. In this case, you can imagine what can happen when aliens begin to interact with your various ethnicities. For this reason, I believe that there is not much time to plan global action of this magnitude. But as the Community Galactica has virtually unlimited resources, anything can happen. Any of the possibilities, it will be a big change for this whole colony of Earthlings. Be prepared to assist us in this process if this option happens. We will need all possible volunteers to assist in this interaction with 7 billion people. The list of coordinates received from CB contains only 250 people that may possibly help us. If it happens, we will need many more to help in this great mission. Now I'll answer some questions accumulated. Mythy, NASA is announcing the coming of a super bright comet called 2012 S1, which must pass through the solar system in November 2013. This would be the Nibiru? No, the great body is really a comet. It will interact with the system as any large comet or wandering planet. He is so bright because it suffers a natural process of cold fusion, like what happens in the suns of Sirius, Rigel, among many others. It's totally different from the context of light emission from your sun, which is caused by atomic reaction. Do not worry about it. Several important things should happen until you can see it passing by. As I said, I'll let you know when the system bureau is coming to be seen by all. Mithy, since you is a behavioral scientist, I wanted your professional opinion on this subject. Matt asks, since humans have evolved for at least 14 billion years throughout the universe, and reproduction requires the opposite sexes, do you consider homosexuality to be unnatural and a psychological disorder, and if so, will it be treated like all other disorders and eliminated in the future with the new society? Matt, homosexuality is not a disease, it is a state of mind. Many details can make this state of mind manifest. Often it manifests come from experiences in previous incarnation, or in early childhood, where traumas were printed in subjective memory. Wars where men had a duty to participate. Abuses suffered in both boys and girls, dominant and violent partners, problems between parents, fear of not being reciprocated or fear of failing to prove their status to a sexual partner of the opposite sex. Many factors can have influenced the condition of mood. The state of mind will fit, as the individual can assume your identity, and that only he can set with the time and own experience. Homosexuality curiosity is also a form of self-affirmation, and who needs this experience is getting to know yourself better somehow. Any physical experience that is the result of a desire to learn more, is the best way to self-adjust within himself. Each individual has its own characteristics, inherited or not the factors above. Each is solved according to their own wills. The important thing is that everyone can be understood, respected and loved, each with their different needs, for which the society be really a free beings. Of course, in societies of level 1, these social problems will cease to exist, so there are no causes, the effect will cease to exist over time. Mithy, Tina asks, does marriage exist in the universe, or is it just an invention of the religions, made by people here on earth? Is there a special bond between the love of man and woman in the universe, or on another planet? Are you married? Tina, all humanoids started their colonies in the same way. Reproduction is a form peculiar to all. Marriage in itself is an invention of your planet, but the fact is that life in pairs is almost a constant also for other humanoid races. If you decide to live together to procreate or simple company, communicate the families and assume each other. No further legal complications as those imposed here by your society. I have a girl on my planet, but I still do not live together due to my constant absence. Maybe one day. Belfast, yes, all the ancient structures, temples, caves, pyramids, monoliths, etc. were gifts given by teams of astronauts to the civilizations of the past here on planet Earth. Mithy, Michael asks if it is true that American soldiers have found in a cave in Afghanistan a 5,000-year-old vimana, and that 8 U.S. soldiers are missing. It is said that the owner of this vimana was a prophet named Zoroaster. Michael, what you call vimanas is small transportation devices, which were presented to those that spread philosophies of life given to the tribes by certain breeds. The operation of these vimanas were conditioned molecularly to specific touch of gifted, or do not work with anyone else. Therefore, after the death of the owners, they ceased to be of any use and were left in caves or tombs. These are units with technology that may cause bad effects if disassembled by personnel without the necessary qualification. you will find many traces of alien technology by the planet. In Russia there are weapons of defense ray energy buried for centuries. If dismantled by unskilled personnel can cause serious consequences for the entire region. Miffy, Leo asks, why do you say that wanting to be humanoid is laudable? What makes us so special? Also, why can't other races colonize other planets from the beginning like us? I'm a little confused. Are they spiritually different from us? This is an interesting question. The descendants of the reptilian and insects are totally different physically from humanoids, but not only in the physical. Their spirits also develop through the fourth dimension to its incarnation in planets in the third dimension, but their development is different. They do not have the same kind of feelings, their priorities are different. In the case of the descendants of insects, they take almost 10 times longer to reach the levels of frequency than humanoids. The reptilians, not counting on primordial instincts of affection and family, and also take up to 7 times more than the humanoids to pass levels. For this reason they want the ability to incorporate feelings of humanoids to their brains cold-blooded, to increase speed of development. When societies of these races, reaching the level 10 of the third dimension, will move to the fourth, along with the humanoids, and there will be no more differences. The problem is getting there. The humanoids are far from perfect. We make mistakes a lot to learn something. We are too proud to admit our mistakes, and we are very heterogeneous in terms of culture, but we have feelings too developed, which generates a more effective interaction between our colonies by the whole universe. This is a characteristic of mammals in general, not only of the humanoids. The difference is that we have activated our brains and can think, philosophize and develop technologies, when the rest of the animals not. But the primal instincts are present in all warm-blooded mammals. A dog may adopt a kitten as her offspring, an alligator never adopt a turtle, but it's always a good snack. Be well, friends, the light will be with you all.